What up, everybody, man? What's going on today? As you can see, if you cannot tell, I got me a new camera lens. The quality's going up. The clarity of this video is going to be crazy. And I'm just so proud, man. I'm so excited because I got a lot of things going on that are taking me towards my goals. So, I just wanted to share some of my excitement to you guys. So today, I'm doing a mullet, and let's get right into it. I'm separating the top of the hair, and I'm going to create my first section. And this length is going to be the section length that I'm going to use all on the top of the head. So I'm going to make sure I get a clean, tight line, and I start cutting down an even section. And I'm working my way from the front to the back. Right there, I'm pointing at the last length, and I'm taking that section from the front and matching it with what's in the back. This is now my third section, working from the middle to the left side of the head. And I'm doing the same thing, taking a little bit of the section from the middle of the head, using it as a guideline and working my way from the front to the back, making sure it's all one clean length. Oh, and I know you guys see that slime green keychain hanging from around my apron, man. Shout out to my sponsor, Barber Fiend, man. 2021 is gonna be crazy. I promise you. You guys just stick with me, and the consistency's already there. The quality is going up, and I'm just trying to brand myself, man. And we're gonna be making big moves, man. I hope you guys are planning on sticking with me for as long as you can. And hopefully you guys learn something. If you don't, then keep staying with me and watch the growth. I promise you. El Paso, man, they will be known. I'm taking the city on my back, and I got a gang of folks with me. Bunch of hitters, man. Shout out to Barber Fiend. Y'all go check the Instagram, and you guys can get a glimpse of some of El Paso's great hitters, man. So now what I'm doing right here is doing horizontal sections. And it's basically just cross-checking any hair that I missed on the vertical section. This will get it. And at the same time, this is adding some texture to the hair. So really important when doing this textured mullet type of haircut. You can see I'm continuously playing with the hair. And what that does is kind of show me the long strands in the hair, and seeing how it's going to flow once I add some product. And the same thing you're doing with the verticals, you're doing with these horizontal sections. Taking inch sections and working towards the front this time. You see how I'm combing out the bangs, the front hair, combing it away. I'm not trying to get into that. My client wanted to keep that somewhat lengthy. So that's going to be my last section, I believe. Now, when working your mullet, you want to make sure you section everything from the back out of the way. So I'm making my first section right behind the ear and making sure it's out the way. Right here, I'm taking a horizontal section, and this is going to be basically a blunt cut. This is going to be the bulk that I'm trying to blend into. Roughly, it should be around a 3.5 or a 4, depending how thick your fingers are. That'll be the guard size you blend into. So I did a little poll on Instagram. Make sure you guys follow my Instagram because I post daily on there. And I did a little poll on my story about everyone recommending their texturing powder, and I forgot who recommended the Uppercut, but if you're watching this video, man, shout out to you. You know who you are. It's a dope product, man. Dope texturing powder. You don't really got to use too much of it, so that's the good thing. It was a little pricey, so I feel it should last some time. And as you can see, my first guideline has already been done. My camera was acting up, so we're getting right into it. Second guideline is clipper completely open and taking it up an inch. Number 1 open would be the next guideline. Same thing, you want to take it up an inch, and you always want to make sure your sections are super clean. Don't worry about going fast. Don't worry about the next man next to you to the left or the right of you, or if you're in the house and your client seem fidgety. Don't worry about it, man. Make sure you just get your sections right and strive for perfection, man. Now I'm going to close up that number 1 guard and take out that middle section. Taking my 2 guard completely open, and this should blend right into that 3. If you flick towards the top, you do not want to take this number 2 guard, whether it's closed, half. Don't take this 2 guard open and take it into the head. You want to scoop out in a C motion. That way it blends into that 3 or 4 finger length, and you get that clean, crisp blend. Now I work my way back down, go to a no guard, and usually I do a half, but for those who are watching who are beginners, I take it completely open and I go halfway and I work my way down. When I'm taking this halfway, I'm definitely not using the full blade. I'm using nothing but corners here, and I'm staying kind of at that bottom line. I'm tapping at that bottom line and flicking up. Now that it's completely closed, use nothing but the corners and flick up. Stay at that bottom line. Don't worry about going up. If you think about going up, adjust your lever just a little bit. And that should be a done fade. And this is what really separates an average barber or from a detailed barber. So you want to make sure you go back and really detail your fades. It's important, man. Even though we pay hundreds of dollars, $200, $300 sometimes for some clippers, they do not get the job done the first pass. So you got to go back a few times and just attack dark lines, dark spots, and make sure the blend is clean. And don't worry, you sometimes think, man, I can't tell if it's blended or not. Take a step back, pull out your phone, use your phone as a reference, and the phone don't lie, or your mirror. Use your mirror, it doesn't lie, so you can see and use those tools to see dark spots and dark lines until you train your eye. And once you're in it for a while, your eyes will get adjusted to what you couldn't see in the beginning. Now I'm taking my trimmer and just tapping at that line, just barely, because he wants to keep heavy bangs, so I'm not doing too much here.
D major, baby.
Now I got my number 3 guard completely closed, and I'm flicking out, feathering that last bulk line just to make sure that it's a smooth blend. Now mind you, you can leave that bulk on depending on the style. If the client wants to keep it heavy, you can keep it heavy. Me personally, I like to stretch my blends out, so I really don't like to keep too much bulk line. Then I go ahead and grab my business card, and yes, I apply application to the card, and whatever direction you're blowing the enhancement at, make sure that it hits the card first and the extra falls onto the hair. You never want to pack it straight on. Now I got my number 1 guard open, and I'm just taking out any dark lines, any dark spots that I see, usually after the enhancement or after the edge up. It allows me to see something a lot clearer. So on this side, it's going to be the same exact steps, just fast forward and make sure you guys stick around for the end result. And just like that, we have completed our first mullet. Thank you guys for watching the video. And if you made it this far, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe, like the video if you liked it. Only if you really enjoyed the video and you got some out of it, I appreciate it. And if you didn't, that's on you, man. We're going to continue to drop the video. We're going to continue to drop the heat. And I'll catch you guys on the next one, man.